This was Jazz Piano, The Killer. It is very dark. You can't see the killer. He's lingering on this balcony, and somewhere in the dark is the killer. Yeah, how was this track produced? The thing was, there was like a local short movie that was produced here as a trailer for a Cabaret festival, where a lot of groups come together and make music, tell stories about politics and all this stuff. And yeah, this year, I can't remember which year it was, but it's quite some time ago. There was like an anniversary of this festival, and they wanted to make a big trailer, like a movie. And yeah, they asked me, you produce music, so why won't you make music for us? And I said, okay, I can do this, I can make some electronic music for you. And they said, electronic music, oh, interesting. Let's make something with synthesizers and with a lot of sound effects and all this stuff. And they sent me the clips I should make music to. And yeah, I started, and I took some big timpanis and some synths. And yeah, I guess my synths weren't so good produced. They were not so very well. They said, yeah, we don't like this kind of music. It's not synthetic enough for us, but you have this other track there for the second part of the movie, and this sounds great, and I think we should make more like this, and it's more like jazz music, like with some double bass and the cymbals and the piano, and I think we should make like more music like this for the movie, as a short movie. And yeah, that was how it came that we indeed made this album, Jazzy Attacks. And it's, to be honest, there are some of the synth parts also in this album included, because I said, well, why should I waste them? I can just release them and see what happens. But the tracks that were used in the short movie were actually more jazzy tracks. Yeah. And about this title, Jazz Piano, The Killer, I originally named it just Jazz Piano, just PNO, not like PNO. And it was very short title, it was very short name. But somehow people Google Jazz Piano, and a lot of views were on this track. It was one of my most played tracks for a long time, get about 10,000 plays, I guess, something like this, or maybe 15,000. So quite a lot for Jamendo, for an unknown artist. And yeah, I was very happy about all these plays, and that's why I wanted also to release it commercially, because Jamendo is non-commercially published as a Creative Commons license. But now, so you can use this track if you want, and make it Creative Commons. This track you can monetize, because I wanted to earn money for this track by the Caberet festival, and so I thought I should make it monetizable, because yeah, they may use it. And actually they used the track again for a later trailer, and they didn't ask me for this. They didn't mention me in the credits, or maybe they mentioned me. I think they mentioned me in the credits, but I didn't see the credits. Anyway, they yeah, played this at another festival. I was a little bit surprised. I was a little bit honored that they took it, but I was like, they could have asked me maybe about taking this track for another movie. But yeah, they did pay for it already, so for the last year, and maybe I think I should not make any fuss about it. But I was a little bit surprised when I saw this movie, this second trailer where they used the same track as piano. I think was it another chapter that they used. I don't know, some of these both tracks. Yeah, anyway, how did this track was produced? So first I started with the bass line, just dum 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 dum. It's very hard to sing because it's very disharmonic, and I think I got it wrong. Anyway, you know this double bass that is in the track. You heard the track before. I had a quite new bought VST native instruments or something like this. Was native instruments or was it just Samplitude? I think it was just Samplitude that I bought. And Samplitude had this free VST for the double bass, and it sounded really great, and I thought I could use this. And then I wanted to make some drums, and for the drums I found that my PA600 from Korg has a very nice cymbals, and I played some cymbals there and made some stereo stuff with them. So if you hear this track in stereo, you can hear the cymbals right and left and everywhere. Yeah, so these two, and then I thought, I can play piano because I learned 12 years classical piano and I should use this. And so I thought, yeah, I should take some piano on this. And yeah, if you want to learn piano, I am teaching piano now in Cottbus and also in Berlin. I would try to teach piano, but in Berlin the days are limited because I'm not so often there. But if you are interested in learning something from me, we can talk about it, and maybe you are my new pupil, who knows? Anyway, yeah, this is a new business I'm starting, and I'm very excited, and I have about 22 pupils now. About one is 7 years old or 6 years old, and the other one is about 80 something, 60 something, 70 something. I don't know. Grandma at least. Grandchild is about 12, 15 years old, so she might be quite some old age. Anyway, yeah, these are my two first students, and they just had the first lesson tomorrow, starting the second lesson for the 7-year-old. And yeah, I'm quite happy that somebody wants to work with me, because I'm not educated yet. I'm just educated in piano and in saxophone, like music school, but I didn't make studies yet. And maybe I make studies next year or this year, maybe, if it's possible. But yeah, the government has to decide if I can do this, and I have to decide if I can pay for this, and it's a lot of complicated stuff because I already did a degree in computer science, and so second degree is not so easy to make. Anyway, I think I told you everything about the jazz piano title that I knew, and so it just leaves me to play you the related track, another chapter, where it's almost the same but just reduced instruments. And also, yeah, I can't play anymore any media I want to recommend, because this great feature of making other tracks with related artists or other artists I fancy, it was removed from Spotify, so I won't take it anymore. But the other good thing of this is I can also upload this video now to other platforms, not to Spotify only, and insert my music. So maybe you see some cover artwork or something, or maybe some short videos I made that are more interesting than this black balcony where you can see nothing but some lights. I hope I can make the next episode of this podcast also with better lighting and more interesting things to see. But for this one, it's okay, and I see you in another chapter.